Look, I hate to say it, but Lady Sia is kind of a bitch. Actually, not even kind of. She's just a straight up, no nonsense, shut your mouth and know your role, biatch. And we learn this as soon as the game starts, because we meet her as she's berating her soldiers. "Oh, I'll go do your job," she says. And she's the princess, by the way. Can you imagine, like, if another kingdom tried to start shit with Lady Sia? Like, "Oh, we're gonna start taxing your residents, milady." She'd be like, "Yeah, tax my balls." Because she has bigger balls than any of us. So Lady Sia is this close to being Stone Cold Steve Austin. She's rude to everyone, she likes to hurt people, and yet somehow she's the hero. No clue how that happens. I guess the Game Boy Advance is like the Attitude Era of handhelds. I'll tell you what's even weirder. This is a game from TDK Mediactive. Yeah, TDK, same logo on all your VHS tapes. They also published video games for a little while. A very little while. I'll be honest, I've never played a TDK game that wasn't awful, and that's why this one's such a huge surprise. Lady Sia is not awful. I mean the game, not the lady. She's kind of a bitch. So you play as Princess Pissheart herself. Apparently she's been warning people about this enemy threat for a while, but no one's really paid attention to her. So two options. Either she's got a reputation for just needlessly kicking the collective ass of other people, or she's just like incredibly perceptive. From what I can gather, both are possible. So what does she do? Well, like I said, she throws a fit on her soldiers, and then she storms off by herself to finally take care of those enemy forces. That's right, she leaves by herself to take on enemy forces. So third option, she may also be on drugs. What you're thinking, and yes, Lady Sia is kind of just a by-the-numbers action platformer. If the genre had a checklist, Lady Sia would cross the whole thing off. At the same time, though, it never feels that derivative, and that's because it never gets boring. I mean, the gameplay may be formulaic, but it's also really well done, and the presentation's just fantastic. The game has this beautiful hand-drawn look that just really draws you in, and that scenery plays a big role in keeping you interested. Even if what you're doing isn't all that noteworthy, what you're seeing kind of is. Although, what you're hearing is the worst, because this music's the worst. Maybe that's why she's so pissy. But, listen, I gotta be honest with you. Despite all the praise up to this point, here's the twist. I walked away from this game frustrated as hell. And that's because this game is so close to being great, but it's also incredibly frustrating. I mean, the controls work for the action part of action platformer, but the platforming part, oh, that could be a real nightmare sometimes. She's just very slidey, so you'll often fall off of ledges, like, after you've landed on them. That's the fucking worst. The game's kind of cheap, too. Like, there's just a lot of cheapness in the design, which is even more frustrating thanks to those slightly loose controls. So even though Lady Sia is really is 90% awesome, that 10% that isn't really hurts. I mean, I feel like a bad parent, Like, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. And it really is way worse. But despite her flaws and her general disposition, Lady Sia still has a place in my heart. And I think that's because it's not just another licensed game or another familiar sequel. This is an original game with an original character. And that's something that shouldn't be as rare as it's become. So it feels right to give this chick the benefit of the doubt. Also because she would literally kill all of us if we didn't. GBA had a lot of really great platformers, and this is almost one of them. It's Lady Sia for the Game Boy Advance. Huge thanks to our pal Chris from Jersey City, New Jersey, for sending this thing to the show.